I wanted to talk about spiritual bypassing because I think it's so relevant today, but also I think there's many different forms of bypassing where we use outward things or personality traits to kind of suppress who we really are and our feelings. So what is spiritual bypassing? It was an American psychologist called John Wellwood who came up with this concept, and what he observed was that there are some people who are very devoted to their spiritual or religious practices. So they maybe go to church or the synagogue, or they pray and go to the mosque, or maybe they do yoga, and they kind of put all their resources and all their sense of self and identity into these things. And then because of that, they tell themselves, well, I'm fine. I have my prayers, I have my God, I have my meditation, I am calm, whole, and aligned. And actually what they were doing is kind of denying some kind of uncomfortable feelings underneath, just pushing them all down because they had this outward practice, and subsequently, having a crisis off the back of this. I think this kind of spiritual bypassing you can definitely see today in kind of new age spirituality, where we really focus on the power of thought. So thinking positively, be positive, kind of don't even think about the bad stuff, somewhat deny that it's even happened, just be calm, be positive. And listen, I actually think that is incredibly commendable, and it does work, because I suppose if you think positively enough, eventually it gets reprogrammed to the subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is attached to our body and our emotions, and so it can work that way down. But I also think sometimes we do have to feel our feelings to get them out, or they're just going to get trapped and stored in the body. And we don't want that, because, emotions at their core are just energy, like anything else in this universe. And we know that energy cannot be dissolved, it can only change form. And I'm a big believer that if we're not expressing emotions, they kind of sit in your body and over time can transmute and sort of materialize into physical ailments. So it's important that we find a healthy way to express these emotions. Now, out with kind of spiritual practices and religion, there's so many other types of bypassing that I have observed. So like intellectual bypassing being one of them. You kind of all heard of the grumpy academic. I think that's a really great example. When you get someone who's very intellectual, very rational, and they kind of calculate and measure everything, and they read books, and because they kind of are clever and they know facts, they just deny their feelings and they put everything into their thoughts, and they go, I know this and I know that, because they're very intellectual. But actually maybe they're not so good with those feelings again, and it becomes just a substitute for feeling feelings and a form of denial. Another one, I think I can be a bit like this as well, actually, is you actually can get like compulsive oversharers and talkers, which in a weird way, I'm not sure how well therapy works for these people. So you can get some people that just constantly talk. They talk, because they're always trying to talk about everything that's going on in their life. And what they're doing is they're just ruminating. And really what it's doing is it's just a form of blocking all of those feelings beneath the surface. Now, some people are not like that. They don't share and they don't talk. And there are people that do need to talk to try and help process those emotions. But you know what I mean? How some people can just be all up here in their energy, talking, but they're really squashing something down. I also think you can get kind of emotional or expressive bypassing. So I think these people are kind of very like relatable and friendly, and they talk and they're lovely to you and they're so nice and so polite and so likable. But underneath the surface, you can feel an anger, or you can feel a real sadness, and they're using that outward expression of themselves to suppress those emotions and those feelings. I mean, look, humans are such complex things, and emotions are uncomfortable. They don't always feel good. So we all develop these strange wired in habits to try and deny our feelings. But our emotions are our mind and body's way of telling us what is out of harmony and balance in our life, and how we can sort those things out. So they're really important. They do serve a purpose. Yes, they can overcome us. We don't want to get overcome with emotions. But it generally tends to be that when we're overcome with emotions, it's because we're suppressing them. So we erupt in anger, or suddenly we're just crying all the time and we don't really know why. So it's really important to have some kind of daily check-in with your feelings as part of our self-care routine. Just knowing where we're at, understanding ourselves, and also having a healthy outlet and expression for those feelings. So feel your feelings, guys, because it's really good for you.